FM. If you can't, if you don't listen in the Bankstown Auburn area, you're better off googling 2BACR.com. Just put that link in, and you'll be able to listen to me. Brad Vocale, all the way from Brisbane. Good morning, mate.
Paul, good morning. How are you?
I'm good, thanks, Brad. What have you been up to? You're a busy man. You've done it all, mate. You've been the secretary of the AMBF. You've been the president. You've affiliated with the WBC.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, for the past 15 years, mate. What haven't you done? What haven't you done, Brad? You've been a prize fighter. You've done it all, mate.
Oh, well, look, I guess I grew up as a young kid in East Gippsland in Victoria, and, I was, fairly, my family, my brothers had boxed in that country town. I've got a very famous cousin in Lionel Rose, and also another cousin like Graham Porky Brook, who won the Commonwealth title. He lost it to Barry Michael, a good friend of ours, I've always been involved in a sport, so it was a natural progression to go on. I had my first amateur fight when I was 8. I actually fought my own cousin, Brian Hayes, is the brother of Harry Hayes.
Really?
Jeez. Yeah, little country town and a little mechanics hall, and it's the ideal way to start your career, Paul, and then I moved to Melbourne. Lionel moved to Melbourne in 1963. We moved in 1964. And we moved into the northern suburbs where it was a very rough, tough area. If you couldn't fight, you didn't survive, And back in those days, Paul, we were very discriminate. Everyone was discriminatory. They didn't hold back. And my father's Italian, my mum's Aboriginal, so I copped it, and my whole family copped it. So I had to learn to fight or run away and hide. So I learned to fight, and now the discrimination certainly stopped very quickly. And then I went on with my amateur career. I started on Golden Gloves and Channel 9. Most of my fights down there at Bendigo Street in Richmond, and a few like at Collingwood Town Hall and Boxhill Town Hall, Springvale Town Hall, where we did the state titles and stuff like that. So, that was my life right through till when I turned professional at 15 and a half. And,
Let's go back to your amateur bouts, Brad. How many amateur bouts did you have, mate?
52. I had 52 amateur fights.
Geez,
Yeah, it was, there was a reasonable career at that time. It was a couple, of course, compared to, today, you look at Costa Zoo and, 296, I think it was, and, Triple G at 300 and something, minimum lessons, So, 52 amateur fights, which was a great, it was the perfect...
fair apprenticeship.
Yeah, absolutely. And I believe that you need to have an amateur career before you turn professional. It's always a really good help. There's so many things that fighters go through that I think that helps.
Okay, and back to your professional. When did you turn professional?
I turned professional late 69. I was 15 and a half years of age, and you can't do that today, of course. It's 18 now, but there was no commissions and stuff like that. There no state combat sports boards and stuff like that, and so I was I was pretty. That was my life, there was nothing else to do. At the time, as silly as it sounds, I never knew the government of the day. I never knew who won the grand final. I never knew who won the Melbourne Cup or anything like that. All my focus was I was going to be a world champion boxer, and that was it. So I worked very, very hard and I loved my sport, and I still love it, So even after I retired when I was just before 17 and a half years of age in November 72, and and then I had a bit of a break. I, had a family and got married, of course, and had a family and built a business. And I'm in the motor industry. I value motor vehicles, wholesale motor vehicles. Yeah, I've been doing that all my life. And so I did that. But then I got back into the sport in the 80s. I always went to the fights as a spectator and watched my own cousins fight and stuff like that. And it was always there. Of course, 1968 was a turning point in my career when Lionel Rose on February 27, 1968 went over to Japan and defeated the great Mike Harada to bring back the World Bantamweight Championship. And that gave our people a platform to work from, Paul. There was a lot of Aboriginal fighters that came as a result of that. He inspired so many people. And of course, we still get inspired today. We've all got inspired by the great Jeff Fenech, 3-time world champion. I got inspired by Barry Michael as he came along and came out of nowhere. And, out lasted so many of the good fighters. Then Lester Ellis came along, and
I love that saying. Came out of nowhere. I absolutely love that saying.
Yeah, well, Barry was there. You know, he was always there, and he just stood the test of time. You know, he's got a chin like granite, and he was a magnificent body puncher. He was a very underrated fighter, and you know, for him to have captured the IBF world title, was a milestone in his career, and it certainly set him on to bigger things. Then, of course, you know, we go in waves, don't we? You know, we had Jeff Fennick, and then Lester Ellis. Then, of course, we had Jeff Hardy. What a fabulous fighter Jeff Hardy was. How tough is he, you know? So, you know, we went in waves, and then, of course, now we've got, you know, like Jeff Horn. We've had a few world champions over the journey, but, you know, I still reminisce about the old days. You know, the old days, I think, were, you know, and no disrespect to the current fighters today, because they're a lot better equipped fighters today than what they were. With the equipment is better, that we've got better diet, we've got better training facilities. We've all been educated too, you know. We're having training camps and stuff like that really make it a lot different now. So and we've got better opportunities as fighters today as well.
Now, who was your when you were a professional fighter? Who trained you, Brad? Who was your trainer?
Yeah, as an amateur, I was trained by a chap by the name of Ray Hallwood, who was an amateur in Melbourne. He trained some good fighters like Long John McCubbin, who won the Australian title, light heavyweight title. You know, and Hans Gent, Manny Benson, all of those local fighters down in Victoria. You know, and we all did that. But when I turned professional with a guy by the name of Trevor Stretch Anderson. Trevor won the Australian light heavyweight title as a professional, and then suffered bad cuts over the eyes and things like that. So he retired. Then he decided that he was going to start training a couple of fighters, and I was the first fighter that he decided to take. So he approached me, and then so you know, I was injured from a previous fight in the Olympic trials. I did a shoulder, and I was out for a year. So I had a year off, and then worked on a lot of the skills. He brought some other skills out for me, defensive skills, and so I done that before I turned professional. And you know, it was a good career, and he was a good trainer, very very hard trainer, very hard taskmaster. I trained at Festival Hall with Ambrose Palmer, and we didn't have our own gym. We trained there. We went round to different gyms for sparring, of course. Yes. Mainly Festival Hall was Ambrose Palmer's gym was our base.
Yeah, right. Who gave you the nickname The Rose, Brad?
Yeah, it's amazing.
The Rose. Who gave you that nickname?
Yeah, it was Mark Warren. You know Mark Warren from Sydney.
Mark Warren's right on after you. He's waiting in the queue, mate. He's coming on next.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah, he is too. Yeah. He's coming on next.
He's a good boxing man. He's very, very knowledgeable. He's and he's a good guy. You know, we've known each other for a very long time. And how it came about was quite. He called me the Rose a few times, and then and we were in a cab. I was over to referee Danny Green over in Perth in a fairly big fight against Sean Sullivan, and there was a lot of interest because Anthony Mundine had fought Sean Sullivan a couple of times, and Sean was tough as nails, and
he sure
Anthony
was
up. So the object for Danny Green was to not only beat him, but he wanted to stop him. And you know, I think Danny overdid it just a little with the weight at that particular time, and he struggled. You know, he obviously might have been in the sauna a little bit too long or something, but he struggled. He won the fight very, very well. And but we were in the cab after the weigh-in going back to the hotel, and then Mark was doing his radio fulfillments, you know, his job, and you know, just giving a report on the weigh-in and stuff like that. And he just sort of said, "Oh, look, you know, I've got the referee in the back who's going to be refereeing this fight, Brad Vocale, the Rose." And so I did a quick interview.
I love it.
And that name has just stuck with me, and it's actually everyone else's sort of. I'd actually never. You know, gave myself the moniker. Everyone else did, you know. So, and it's just stuck that way, Paul. You know.
Sugar Ray Rose, Sugar Ray Brad Rose. Oh, mate, I like it. We just stick to the Rose. That's good. I like that.
And of course, it's with great respect to Lionel, you know, who was my ultimate hero, you know, and is such an inspiration to me and my family and to many other Australians. So.
Okay, how many? When did you become a referee, Brad? And how many world title bouts have you officiated? And what's the biggest one you've worked?
Okay. Oh golly.
Got to think about this one.
I became a referee in 1994. I was always a member of the ABF in Victoria, the Australian Boxing Federation, which is now the ANBF nationally, right?
Australian National Boxing Federation, yep.
Absolutely, and so when I moved to Queensland in April 1990, and I live here on the Gold Coast, and so we brought my family up, and then I joined the ANBF in Queensland, the local branch, and I bumped into Jeff Malcolm at the amateur sites, the Flash, and because he took the Commonwealth title and the Australian title off my cousin, Baby Cassius, and I was there, so we'd met each other, and of course we bumped each other. He said, "Oh, you should come to the meeting on Tuesday night. Get involved up here." So I did, and I've never looked back since, Paul. And it was a terrific grounding for me, because at the same time, one of the better referees we had in Australia was a guy by the name of Denzel Creed. Denzel came down to met him down in Melbourne previously. He came down to referee Jeff Fennick and Tony Miller, and that was an absolute cracking fight as well, and so he came down. That's where I first met him. But Denzel had decided to retire, and there was an opening there to become a referee. So the local president of the branch at that time, Eddie Francis, he was a WBC referee as well. Yeah. And he said, "Brad, look, I'd love you to come and have a go at it. You've got some good credentials, and I like your ideas." So I began to referee, and I've never looked back since. And
wow,
I work very, very hard at what I do. I want to be the best that I can. I don't want to be the best in the country, as I've long been regarded as the best referee in the country. It doesn't sit well with me, because if you have those little tags, Paul, everyone wants to knock you down. All I want to do is my focus is welfare and protection of the fighter, and giving fighters opportunities.
Exactly. Okay, now who do you rate as the best referee in the country at the moment?
Oh, golly gee.
Hard one. There's a couple of good ones coming through.
Absolutely, yeah, there's a few good referees coming through. Look, the best referee, without naming names, I think the best referee that we have would be the person who looks after the fighters. He comes and he works on his game plan. He comes to the fights. He doesn't think he can just walk in the door and it's all going to work effectively, because it doesn't. He thinks about what he's got to do. He's got to know his rules. He's got to know his regulations. More importantly than knowing your rules is knowing when to apply those rules, because that's where a lot of referees get themselves mixed up. A lot of referees think that they, especially up here in Queensland, there's a couple in Sydney, a couple in Melbourne, that's right across the board, they think that the people come to watch them referee.
They do. There is a few.
My name has never been opposed to it, so, so-and-so versus so-and-so, and your referee will be Brad Vocale. It's never going to be, and it never will be. So I think that I'm focused as a referee. I referee pretty much every weekend. I'm at a fight show probably 40 or 45 weeks of the year, every year, and I have been now for pretty much 25 years. I've been a referee for 25 years now. And, I'm one of the older guys, and I don't know how much longer I'll be around. I love the sport. I'm still passionate about it. I work in it
Brad.
Day, so if you have the right focus, and I do a lot of workshops. I've done lots of workshops around Australia, here in Queensland, Western Australia, Victoria for the Combat Sports Board. I've done them in China for the WBC. I've done them in Russia for the WBC, Thailand, and they've given me a great grounding. I was given the luxury of being taught by some of the very best. Jose Suleiman, the president, who's now deceased, took me under his wing and taught me lots and lots of things, gave me lots of paperwork to study on, followed my career, encouraged me, and gave me some real support. And I want to give that support back to the younger referees who are coming in.
That's fantastic.
Because the sport's going to be here a lot longer than after you and I have gone, Paul.
It sure will.
Protect the sport.
No, well said, Brad. Wally Carr, we're having his function tomorrow. You were coming down to Sydney, but you won't make it now. But Wally Carr's not in good health, mate. He's having
and a tremendous fighter in his day. By golly, he was a very, very skilled fighter, a really good guy. The last time I saw Wally was a few years ago with I went down and supervised Shannon Taylor and Anthony Mundine down in Wollongong, and then the day after I did an interview with Chock at the block, and Wally was there with us. We got a few photos taken, and I cherish those photos, Paul. I've got them in my library there, and to see some of the older fighters like that, I love reminiscing, going back to the older days with the older fighters. So I guess we all do, but to see Wally in not good health, and I'll pass my best on to his family and himself, and I know the ANBF Assistant Secretary in New South Wales, Charlie Lucas, is going. I know you're going, so we'll all want to. So I'd love to be there. I can't. Sadly, I've got a lot of work on for an event. I've got a WBC event up here next weekend. So obviously they've just got so much work on at the moment. And sadly, a lot of our great fighters are passing away. And I question why all of this. But now I'm 65 years of age.